Hi, this is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you. And guys, let me start off by saying, for the sake of this video, I love Star Trek. I am a humongous Star Trek fan ever since my parents put me onto it when I was a little kid. The original Star Trek series aired before I was born. However, it's my favorite Star Trek series. What's some of your favorite original Star Trek series episodes? I know for me, top three easily has got to be The City on the Edge of Forever, Balance of Terror, and Space Seed. You know what I mean? Like, to me, not necessarily in that order, but those episodes right there encapsulate everything that Star Trek means to me. Like all of the excitement, all of the wonder, all of the adventure, all of the suspense right there in those three episodes. But I love the whole series. And of course, I love The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. I kind of get lost in the sauce after Voyager. Enterprise is okay. I didn't really stick with that one, but it seems the further we go away from the original series, the less satisfying Star Trek gets. And a lot of it has to do with producer Alex Kurtzman. And we're going to talk about him on this particular video because you can't help but wonder, like, where is the disconnect with what's going on with Star Trek? Why is it so far away from what Star Trek is supposed to be? And I believe that I might have an answer for you today. All right, based on this article that I see here on giantfreakingrobot.com. And I want to talk about this, guys, and I want to get your opinion on this because we have to let these people know, like, enough. Like, we just had Star Trek, what was it, Section 31, I think it was called. Was it? Yeah, Section 31 it was called, right? Of course, I didn't watch it. But now that Section 31 is being rightly ridiculed and is sunk so far to the bottom of the ocean and it has imploded like that mini sub from a couple of years ago, it's time we talk about what's going on here. How has it gone so wrong? And I think we have some answers here. And I want to go to the headline, right? It says, Star Trek head says it's okay to make terrible movies because Star Trek is a safe space. A safe space. Star Trek. Have you ever seen this as a safe space, guys? All right, let's get into what Alex Kurtzman had to say here. We're going to scroll down to his exact quote. Now, he was obviously, he was being interviewed with TrekMovie.com, I assume, and they asked him what he would say to fans who were worried about Section 31. And Alex Kurtzman says, I think you tend to find Star Trek because you feel somehow like you don't fit in, right? And Star Trek becomes a safe space that tells you it's okay to be different. It's okay to be a misfit. And this movie is about misfits, right? So what more do you want? Is basically what he's saying. You're a misfit. The characters in the movie are misfits. So we should all love it. And it just makes me think right there is what the problem is right there. And it's not just with Star Trek. It's with everything we've been having a problem with these days, whether it's comic book movies, whether it's Star Trek. There is this assumption that they're dealing with a bunch of misfits. Like, we allow them to call us nerds. We allow them to call us geeks and dorky and all of that stuff. So they just assume that most of us are some non-functioning retards in the world, right? So he actually says, I'm making a safe space for you special needs people out there who have a hard time fitting in. You're a bunch of misfits. You're insufferable, just like the characters that are in this show, that are on these shows that he creates. We should feel like we belong because they're insufferable and we're insufferable. What's the problem? We'll just create content that nobody likes because nobody likes you people. So the audience should be built in. That is the assumption that these people are operating under, right? So you just slap the name Star Trek on there and we all just crawl out from under our rocks, under our dark places in the world. Yeah, it's safe to be a nerd. Lord, praise Alex Kurtzman, praise Dave Filoni. They totally get us. Is basically what he's saying. You know what I mean? And that therein lies the problem. Now, at the beginning of the video, I talked about my 3 favorite episodes of Star Trek. I said it was Space Seed, right? And keep in mind, Spacey was Khan. You know what I mean? It's like there was so much suspense and intensity in that episode. You gotta love it, man. You know, and you talk about sitting on the edge of forever, man. It breaks my heart every time I watch that episode. What are some of your favorite Star Trek episodes? You gotta tell me, and you gotta tell me why in the comment section, please. Your favorite Star Trek episodes doesn't have to be limited to the original series. You can go to any of them. You know what I mean? But also, I talked about Balance of Terror, which was, of course, very, very suspenseful. It showed Kirk at his best as far as a strategist, you know. And I always found Star Trek, The Twilight Zone, Star Wars, I always found these things to appeal to me as an imaginary, you know, like a visionary, somebody who dreams, a dreamer, you know, but as a misfit, as someone who's looking for a safe space. Now, keep in mind, most of us are like middle-aged at this point who grew up on this stuff. We're not coming to Star Trek looking for a safe space. Most of us throughout our whole lives have been ridiculed for liking Star Trek and Star Wars and comic books and things like that. Fuck a safe space. This is just who we are, you know? And a lot of us are movers and shakers today. A lot of us are innovators. We're inventors. We were inspired by these things because they did appeal to us as visionaries, as dreamers, as somebody who says, no, we're not going to be stuck in the present. We're going to dream about the future and how we can make things better, including humanity, you know? But a safe space? Like there's special parking outside for us? Basically, is what he's saying. This is the problem. This is why we can't get Star Trek anymore. Because they think it's somehow a property that's geared towards retards. You know what I mean? Now, let's see. He goes on to say something else. This totally off base. He says, so ultimately, I feel like what we're saying is, in order for Starfleet in that beautiful vision that Roddenberry had of this optimistic utopia, in order for that vision to exist, in order for the light to exist, you need people who operate in the shadows. And it's a yin and yang. You can't have one without the other, he says. Okay, in Alex Kurtzman's world, that justifies the dog shit that we've been getting for like the last 10 years or so, easily. Unfortunately, it doesn't. You know, he just doesn't get it, guys. We need new people. You know, Paramount, whoever's in charge of all of this stuff, it's like you need to get new people in here who actually understand and actually respect the audience that they're making content for, that they're producing this stuff for. Because this is not it. Okay, Gene Roddenberry had this optimistic utopia because he dared to imagine that humanity had gotten its shit together. Hence, the exploration into the rest of the universe, you know, where other societies have not gotten their shit together. And in that, you find metaphors for what we're going through in present day. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. It's just a weird thing that he doesn't get it, but you got Todd McFarlane over there, or Seth MacFarlane, I should say. Like, he gets it, you know, with the Orville, but for some reason, what we have here is not that. But there it is, guys. I mean, if you ask me, this says a whole lot about what's wrong with present day Star Trek. You know, you guys can get in the comment section and let me know. Like, number one, I want to know what some of your favorite Star Trek episodes are. You know, I want to know selfishly so I can like either relive it or I can see something that maybe I missed and I have to go back and check it out, you know? Let's talk together. Let's build together. But you can tell me that, and you can tell me how you feel about this Alex Kurtzman person saying that Star Trek is for misfits. It just blows my mind, but go on, guys. You can do that. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Of course, if you want to contribute to the channel, feel free to hit the super thanks feature on each and every one of my videos. I do appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.